Welcome back. It's great to have you with us on The Full View. Now, Joe Biden, the oldest person to ever serve as U.S. president, has tested positive for COVID-19 and is experiencing mild symptoms. So this is the big global news at the moment. For more on this, we're crossing to U.S. For more news on the U.S. president, let's cross to our correspondent, Sherwin Bryce-Pease in the U.S. Thank you for being with us, Sherwin. So, mild symptoms, it sounds like there's no major concern, correct me if I'm wrong, and how's it affecting his day-to-day work as U.S. president?
Well, certainly from the statements we are getting out of the White House, this is a different scenario, Francis, to the one that faced us when former President Donald Trump was diagnosed as positive for COVID in October 2020, 2020, I believe it was, just before the election of 2020 when he ran against incumbent President Joe Biden. Of course, we didn't have access to vaccines. What we do know about President Biden is that he is fully vaccinated and double boosted. So all the vaccines that he's eligible for, given that he's above the age of 50, all four of them essentially have been administered. We did get a letter from the White House physician that was sent in a memo to the White House press secretary. I'll just read you a little bit of what that says. This morning, as part of our routine screening program for the president, the SARS-CoV-2 virus was detected in an antigen test. On questioning, President Biden is currently experiencing mild symptoms, mostly rhinorrhea, or what's known as a runny nose, and fatigue, with an occasional dry cough which started yesterday evening. Given that he meets the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's emergency use authorization criteria for Paxlovid, which is this antiviral oral medication that one can now take, which really mitigates against hospitalizations and further mitigates against serious illnesses, he has recommended the president start a course of that treatment. So we've heard from Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady. She is on a trip to Detroit, Michigan. She's on an educational trip. She said she talked to him. He's doing fine. He's feeling good. And that she confirmed that she, Francis, has tested negative. And subsequently to that, President Biden himself has tweeted a short time ago. He says, "Folks, I'm doing great. Thanks for your concern." He was due to be at an anti-gun violence event in Pennsylvania today, of course in Massachusetts yesterday, speaking on climate change. So he's been traveling. He was due to be in Pennsylvania, and he apologized to the lawmakers, including the senator from Pennsylvania, Senator Casey, apologizing that he would not be able to be at that event in person. But to your question, Francis, the president is continuing his duties, isolating in the White House residence, and we're told that he's on the phones and on Zoom for planned meetings that he had today.
No doubt this will be used to highlight what he and other Democrats often say, that COVID-19 is still there. We can't just ignore the problem. Would that be the focus in the U.S. as well?
Well, it also comes in the context of this BA.5 variant, which is now the dominant Omicron subvariant that is prevalent in the United States. And what we are seeing now, because of general fatigue as it pertains to COVID-19, the summer months, which make people a little bit more casual. We are in the midst of a heat wave where there are heat advisories on some 28 states affecting 100 million Americans. So, it's difficult to walk around with a mask on when the temperatures are so stagnant. And so, numbers are going up in the United States. But if you're vaccinated, Francis, if you're double boosted as 50-year-old and plus are eligible for in the United States, that mitigates against serious illness and hospitalization. So the science tells us, take your vaccines. If you're eligible for boosters, take those. And that'll mitigate against serious illness. But numbers are going up, but I think a little less concern to those compared to those early days of COVID-19 in this country.
On another tack, before we let you go, Sherwin, there are reports that the U.S. ambassador designate to South Africa has been confirmed by the Senate. Are those reports true?
Well, he's just tweeted, and I'll read you a little bit of what he says. He says, this is Dr. Ruben E. Bridgety. He tweets, Yebo, honored to be confirmed by the U.S. Senate. We can confirm that the United States Senate has confirmed South Africa's next ambassador from the United States by a margin of 55 votes to 40. So I imagine that 40 Republicans voted against his nomination. And of course, he is a seasoned diplomat. During the Obama administration, Bridgety served in roles at the State Department, including as Deputy Assistant Secretary for Population, Refugees and Migration, Deputy Assistant Secretary for African Affairs, and the United States Ambassador to the African Union, and as U.S. Permanent Representatives to the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa. So certainly his curriculum vitae a little longer than perhaps his predecessor, who, of course, as we all know, was a handbag designer.
I like the use of Yebo as well while coming to South Africa. Thank you very much, our correspondent in the US, Sherwin Bryce-Pease.